Hello, ladies and gentlemen, to the 5th annual Psychology Majors Companion Book Club meeting.
Woo!
Are you guys as excited as I am?
Yes.
I'm pumped.
So
excited.
it's been a year. We've had one more chapter to read. What have we learned in this year?
That's a good question.
Tips don't lie. High impact practices
That's
don't
true.
lie.
That's true.
When I was reading that, I was really intrigued about reading Studying Abroad because it really interested me. Like, I want to go to Australia someday, but it kind of is expensive. Like,
Yeah, that's the reason why I didn't do it, and so I don't know what I'm going to do for my high impact practice.
yeah.
Well, there's a bunch of other options. Yeah, you could do stuff like you could find on-campus employment. You could go to career center events and get internships at places. You could do undergraduate research. You could be a teaching assistant. You could be a mentor.
Wait, do you think clubs would count?
Yeah, clubs totally count.
Oh, well,
I mean, you're kind of the judge of that. It's kind of subjective, but yeah, if a club really impacts your life and kind of shapes your path on where you want to go, then totally. Yeah, conventions, all that stuff.
And mentorships and TAs are a good way to get a letter of recommendation from a professor, which is great.
Plus, undergraduate research looks really good on CVs and applications to graduate school if you're into that.
All those activities sound very rewarding. My takeaway from the chapter was that I'm more or less interested in HIT as a research design. I'm curious to see, what high impact practices have a high impact. I want to see what it does for you now and what it can do for you in terms of the person or the place where you want to be at in the future. And I think it's a worthwhile thing to study.
So you would do a research on that?
Yes, I would probably find some way to have comparative statistics between two different high-impact practices and see what they do. And it would have to be like the same person experiencing both, or maybe two similar people experiencing them separately. I'm not sure. But,
Yeah.
That's super interesting. What would y'all do research on?
Well, that's kind of similar to what I was going to do my research on, which is could sororities be qualified as high impact practices?
I have no idea what I would do.
Nine? Well, what interests you? What do you wonder about the world? What are you interested in?
I like dogs.
Dog.
Could owning a dog be a high impact practice?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That is a good one.
Or you could study, I mean, I'm sure it's already been done since emotional support animals are a thing, but you could study which animals give the best emotional support or the biggest impact of emotional support.
That's good. Thank you guys. That was really good.
Well, I had a friend last semester, and while he was studying in the library, he came to notice that there was a lot of people who were distracted by their cell phones, and he decided to try out his own experiment. And so he made the observation that if you make a loud clapping noise, that everyone will look up from their cell phone, figure out what it was, and then instead of going back to their cell phone, they go back to studying and doing their actual homework. And so I don't know what kind of experiment he's going to make out of that just yet, but it was a very interesting.
That's so interesting. It's almost as if looking up and seeing your surroundings reminds you of where you are again, what you should be doing.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
Yeah. All right. Well, that concludes this year's book club meeting. See you guys next year.
That was great.